First of all, I want to warn you all for the chaos in my brain. And that chaos will probably also be coming into my story. Uh, the chaos is in my life. My wife and my friends and family would say probably. And the chaos is also in my business. My employees and my shareholders will say probably also. But we have a very, very, very fun job. We have a fun life, never boring, never a dull moment. And I don't want to apologize for the fact that I'm chaotic. Chaotic drives me very much. I'm always in the movement. And somehow, yeah, people ask me, how can you even, tie your shoelaces? How can you even live like you live? How can you even not have any fines in your tax? How can you do that? And how can you even build a business? How can you even sell a business? And then I tell the people, well, I've got two mottos in life that I also want to share with you today. I try to make things very, very, very easy. And I try to make a target also. And the two mottos in my life are, the first one is, always be climbing. I call it ABC. I'll come back to that in a moment. And the second one is, every now and then, you need to dare to take a huge jump. So I'll first talk about the first one. Always be climbing. ABC. It's not like Wolf of Wall Street, always be closing. Most of you know that, right? But it's always be climbing. And always be climbing is actually a metaphor for life also. So life is like climbing a mountain, right? When you climb a mountain, it takes time, it's hard, it's heavy. You have the nature forces that come towards you. And every step that you take, you need to look forward, right? But not very much forward, because you can't see everything in front of you. So every time you take a little step. And yes, life is like climbing a mountain. I sound like Forrest Gump. He says, life is like a box of chocolates, my mom always says. That is also silly, but it is the truth. And for me, that's always been the truth also. And that you really try to look not 1 year ahead, not 2 years ahead in your business. But I don't believe in long business plans. I don't believe in long budgets of 2 years or 3 years or even a year. Literally in our businesses, we look forward 3 months ahead. And every day we try to grow, like when you go in a mountain. 1 time up, 2 times up, maybe 1 step down. But you make small steps. But what you do is you take the top into your mind. So you don't make a huge business plan and you say, we want to hit these targets and we need to hit it at any moment. No, you look at the top and you have a vision. You think big and then you want to go towards that top. And if you can't reach that top, that's also fine, right? You have to decide some other things. So that is what I've always been thinking in my life. How can I reach that top on a day-by-day basis? And not think about, oh, in 3 days I'll be approaching that, or 4 days I'll be approaching that. Corporates do that. A lot of corporates think on budgets, long term. Just we think in growth on a day-by-day basis. In my company, even I don't care whether people don't hit their targets, as long as we're growing. 1%, 2%, 3% every week. Just kidding. But we need to grow, right? Triple digit, of course, on a yearly basis. That's important. But we need to grow. And we need to go towards that big target. That big target is the most important thing that we have. So if you ask me, okay, Rishi, can you explain then what have you done in that way? What kind of big targets have you set? And how did you do that? Give you an example. I was 19 years old. I was studying international business science, and everybody wanted to work at Friesland Campina, at Axo Nobel, at the big corporates like Shell. And I thought, ABN AMRO. ABN AMRO. And I thought, oh, Tiki, yeah, exactly. Well, Tiki is a good entrepreneurial move that you made. But what I was always thinking, this is not going to make my life happy. I'm too chaotic for these corporate people. It's not going to work, right? If they need to work with my algorithms that make something really ordering out of my chaos, it's not going to work. So I wanted to build my own company. I started my first company when I was a student, together with a friend of mine. We built it out. We built the first cloud-based video surveillance company in the world 15 years ago. And the security industry at that time was really analog, and it was a very traditional industry. And it was like that we were bringing Spotify to the market when the cassette recorders were still very popular. So think about that. We brought that to market at that time. In 6 years, we built that company out on a day-by-day basis, growing. Literally, our board meetings were at the table of our parents with an apple tart and talking to them about how we grow the business on a day-by-day basis. That was our board meeting. We landed our first investors, and we grew the business, and we sold it to Panasonic. So that was also a step for us. We thought, okay, now we've done that. We're almost at the top. We were a European market leader, but we need to take that next step. So the next step, because we are almost at the top, we thought, okay, how do we really go to the next step on that side? One of my investors always said, okay, think big indeed. And if you want to land bigger deals, he said one very nice thing. He said, elephants fuck elephants. You guys are a mouse. So that doesn't really work. That really hurts, I can tell you. So we thought, okay, we need to think big. We need to think at that next mountain. How do we do that? So first of all, then you need to dare to take that jump, right? A huge jump. We were almost at the top, but you need to dare to take that jump. We dared to take that jump. We dared to go towards Panasonic. And we approached them by saying literally, and I called the boss of one of the factories, and I said, do you want to revolutionize the security industry with this? What? Rishi-san, do you know who you are calling? You're calling world market leader of camera surveillance. And he hung up the phone. 2 weeks later, they called us back. They said, wow, this is a brilliant idea. And literally, that was us hitting the moon, trying to be bigger, trying to be that elephant, not to try to be that mouse, because then we would be really screwed. That would hurt. So we tried to be the elephant. And they came back, they bought our company. It was a fantastic dream for us, a huge dream. And we thought we're at the top again. No, we were not at the top again. We were down. We took that jump, we were down again. We were going to climb another mountain. So constantly is climb the mountain, go to the top, jump again, jump down. You can jump down fast. You don't know if the parachute opens or not, but you need to dare to take that jump, because otherwise it doesn't move. Remember ABC, always be climbing. If you don't, when you're at the top, you're comfortable, and you don't think about, okay, ooh, I look around, I've got the touristic view, I'm at that top, and you don't want to take that jump downwards, you don't know, again, about the parachute. But now, we were at that mountain again, and we were climbing up. So when we sold the company to Panasonic, we stayed on as management, but you can imagine, I've got a very chaotic brain, and this Japanese culture is strict, straightforward. Make business plans, Rishi-san. Follow the rules of the corporate company. So I was the CEO and the managing director of the cloud surveillance business of Panasonic. So we went from 32 people to 300,000 people. Think about that, 32 people, 300,000. Mouse, elephant, mouse, elephant. And you start wondering, okay, what to do now? So we tried. We tried to go up in that mountain, day by day. So we were learning also, our Japanese colleagues, okay, on a day by day, try to grow. Yes, there is a budget. Yes, there's a midterm plan. Yes, there's a 100-year plan. But we go on a day-by-day basis. I can tell you, very, very difficult to explain that. Especially when you have like lost in translation, Japanese, English, different cultures, and then you try to do that. But we did that. We did that for a couple of years. We did fantastic things. But then you're at that top again. Again, always be climbing. Always go up, always go up, always go up. And then you're up at that top again, and then you think again, man, this is nothing for me. I need to keep on going. And when you're at that top, when you're feeling comfortable, because that corporate life is comfortable. I think most of the speakers that are here, they feel very comfortable in that corporate life, right? Even though you need to fly to Brazil with your family, but it's still very comfortable. And as an entrepreneur, you don't feel that adrenaline anymore. You feel like a tourist. You're at the top again, you're looking around, and you're thinking, I'm not doing my ABC again, not always be climbing. So then you think, I need to get out of this. I need to risk all again, I need to get out. Risk all, feel that adrenaline again, because I'm not feeling it anymore. I've never been in a relationship or something like that where you don't feel that adrenaline, or especially my marriage is fantastic. I feel that I'm still always be climbing. Some videos, so. But it's like that, right? In personal life, in business life, if you're not climbing, you're not going up, it's an issue. So, I wanted to take that big jump again. And I've got an idol, actually I want to share with you. My idol is a superhero, and he's a superhero without supernatural powers. It's Batman. Batman is actually Mr. Bruce Wayne. And I find Batman fascinating because Batman is one of the only superheroes that doesn't have superpowers. He cannot fly. He cannot. He does things with his tools. He does things with his brains. Okay, Bruce Wayne is a billionaire, dates supermodels, has fantastic fast cars. So he's got that money behind him, but Mr. Batman has no supernatural powers. So also when you're at that top, you have to think about, okay, I'm not going to go down just like that because I have no supernatural powers, right? I'm not Superman. When I take that big jump, I need to think of, okay, how I'm going to do that. What would Batman do? What would Bruce Wayne do? They don't just jump. They have their tools. So when we were in Panasonic, we thought, okay, how do we then take that big jump? And I never jump alone. Also, that's another thing. I've got a partner who jumps with me. Batman has got Robin. I had my partner Timon. So we always jump together. Because, you know, if your parachute doesn't work, somebody else needs to help you. So we jump always together. So Timon and me, who started the first company, we took over the company from Panasonic. We bought it out. We convinced Panasonic to sell us our company back. Once we bought it, we sold it for 2 flat screens and 1 waffle iron, or 8 figures, or I don't know. You can say whatever you can think whatever it is. And we bought it back for that waffle iron. So it's nice. We took the 2 TVs, 1 for Timon, 1 for me. So that was fantastic. We took the company back and we went on the next climb. So again, we're climbing, and that's what it is about. You know, constantly on a day-by-day basis trying to climb. And we're doing that, and it's going well. And we do that together with the company that we merged with after our buyout, Eagle Eye Networks. That's where I work now. We do that together with a couple of cool investors. Michael Dell is one of our investors. And we tried to build this business out. 2 years ago, we bought it back. We're growing again with triple digits. But we don't think about yearly budgets. We think about, okay, what's going to happen the next day? What's going to happen in 3 months, maybe maximum? Climb to that mountain. And everybody here in this room has to look at himself or herself and think about, am I climbing in my personal life or in my business life? Can anybody say and feel, I am not climbing? Be honest. Everybody climbing? You're not climbing?
Not so hard.
Dare to climb. If you can't climb anymore, if you're at that top and you can't climb anymore, or if you're halfway and you can't go higher anymore, just dare to take that jump. Dare to take that jump. And it's hard, because again, you don't know if that parachute opens up or not, right? You can work at Eli, exactly. So Eagle Eye Networks, we're trying to build the biggest video surveillance company in the world. I think we're #1 now, and we want to make it happen. So when I reach that top in the next years, we hopefully IPO or we grow our business again X times, and then I've reached that top, and then I'm done again, right? So I'm thinking about already my next big step. Give me a second. I need some applause. So I may need some applause. So I'm already thinking about my next big jump, and it will probably be badass. And I will try to aim for the biggest top. But today, I want to ask all of you, and I hope that with my story, all of you look into the mirror tonight and think of, okay, am I following the ABC method? And 2, if I'm not doing the ABC, am I daring to take that jump? Don't go to your wives and your partners saying, I'm taking jump, I'm divorcing you tonight. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Or don't tell your boss tomorrow I'm quitting the job and I'm going to become an entrepreneur. Don't do that. Think about it, right? Think about also the tools, the parachutes, what would Batman do, what would Bruce Wayne do, or what would Rishi do. But think about those 2 things, and then I've done my job today.